Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to solve this kind of equations, right? So I think most of the time we will start off with squaring both sides. Okay, so squaring both sides, we should get something like this, right? 4 minus x equals to 16 minus 8x squared plus x to the power 4. Okay, so we'll rearrange x to the power 4 minus 8x squared plus x plus 16 minus 4, which is plus 12, equals to 0. Okay, so I think most people will approach this question like that. But, what are we going to do next, right? Okay, so this is obviously not a very good approach. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a rather special technique, right, to solve this particular kind of questions. Okay, so let me just erase. Okay, so how am I going to do it? Okay, so I'm going to let k be 4. Okay, so I'm just going to change the equation a little bit, but I'm just switching 4 out and then replacing it with k actually. Okay, so I'm still going to expand it by squaring both sides. Okay, so I'll remove the square root here, and this one would be k squared minus 2k x squared plus x to the power 4. Okay, so next, well, instead of letting x be the variable, right? So here's the trick. I'm going to let k be the variable. Okay, so I'm going to treat x as the constant now. Okay, so rearranging, I should get k squared minus 1 plus 2x squared times k plus x to the power 4 plus x, and that's equals to 0, right? So you can see how I made k the variable. So in this case, this is like a quadratic, where k is the variable. Okay, so if I were to find the discriminant, right, the discriminant would be the square of this minus 4 times 1 times x to the power 4 plus x, right? So that's the discriminant. Okay, so let us simplify this a little bit, right? So this is the same as 1 plus 2x squared power of 2 minus 4x to the power 4 minus 4x. Okay, so simplifying this further, we should get 1 plus 4x squared minus 4x. And thankfully, this is going to be a perfect square. Right, so this is 2x minus 1 squared. Okay, so that's the good news, right? So I'm going to solve for k now. Okay, so k, right, so I'm going to use the quadratic formula here. So k would be the negative becomes positive of 1 plus 2x squared plus minus square root of the discriminant divided by 2 times 1 in this case, right? So the 1 comes from the coefficient of k squared. Okay, so let's continue on top here. So I'm going to simplify this, right? This is just 1 plus 2x squared plus, so square root, this square, I will remove the square, right? So I'll have 2x minus 1. So this is 2x minus 1, okay, divided by 2, or k equals to 1 plus 2x squared minus, okay, 2x minus 1 divided by 2. So let's simplify this a little bit more, right? So this would be 2x squared plus 2x over 2, and this would be 2 plus 2x squared minus 2x over 2. Okay, so that gives us x squared plus x, and this one would be 1 plus x squared minus x. Okay, so keep in mind that this is k, right? So remember, our k is equals to 4. So I'm going to bring back k equals to 4. Okay, and our equation would become 4 equals to x squared plus x. Okay, or 4 equals to 1 plus x squared minus x. Okay, so this is just a simple quadratic, which is quite easy to solve, right? Okay, we can use the quadratic formula here again. Okay, and then we should get x equals to negative half minus square root 17 over 2, or x equals to negative half plus square root 17 over 2. Okay, and then for this one, I should get x equals to, okay, so let me just press in my calculator. This would be half minus root 13 over 2. Okay, or x equals to half plus root 13 over 2. Okay, so you see that we have 4 answers here, but we got to be very careful, right? So there are 4 answers because I changed the form of the original equation, right, by squaring it. Okay, so to know which answer to be rejected, right, we have to always look back at the original equation. Okay, so I'm just going to check. Okay, so square root of 4 minus x. Okay, so I have to make sure that 4 minus x is greater equals to 0. Okay, so some conditions that I have to pay attention to. Okay, so the first one is 4 minus x has to be greater equals to 0. Okay, so that means x has to be less than equals to 4. Okay, and next, 4 minus x squared also has to be greater than equals to 0, right? Because when you square root something, we're just talking about real numbers here. So if you square root something, right, it cannot be negative. Okay, so in other words, x has to be less than equals to 2, greater equals to negative 2. Okay, so, well, so this is the final condition we have to satisfy. Okay, so let's look at these 4 answers. Which of this, among these 4 falls inside this range? Okay, so I think this answer will fall in the range. And this one will fall inside the range, right? So at the end of the day, there are only 2 answers. Okay, so these 2 are the roots of this equation. Okay, and that's how we solve it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.